For tonight's Halloween edition of Blogger Throwdown, we welcome Matt Takimoto, editor of AddictedToQuack.com, representing Oregon, and Aaron Torres, co-managing editor of CrystalBallRun.com, representing USC. First of all, welcome, fellas. I love your costumes. First of all, you, Aaron, with the Lane Kiffin. Looks like you got some knockoff USC gear that's been misprinted. Very nicely done. A man after my own heart. And then Matt Takimoto, I love it. A nice little Louis Farrakhan thing you got going on right there.
Let him explain it. What do you, Matt? Explain it.
All right, so like my quarterback, Marcus Mariota, I'm going a little dual threat. So for the sci-fi geeks, I'm Doctor Who. And for the sports fans out there, I am Fox sideline reporter and ruiner of bow ties, Mr. Ken Rosenthal.
Solid.
So two
Very
costumes
nicely
in
done.
one.
We'll go with Doctor Who for this segment. Quick reminder, you got 30 seconds to answer the question and 30 seconds for your rebuttal. You ready?
Ready.
Let's get it on.
Nice. All right, Aaron, you're up first. What makes Matt Barkley a better QB than our friend of the show, Marcus Mariota?
Well, I appreciate you starting me off with an easy one. All you need to know about Matt Barkley is what you saw last weekend against Arizona. When the guy gets going, he is still as good as anybody in college football. It's not Matt Barkley's fault that his defense isn't, making stops for him. It's not his fault that his offensive line can't block. Guy had 493 yards last week, and I think there's still about 120 or so teams in college football that would love to have Matt Barkley as their quarterback. I don't think you're saying the same thing about Marcus Mariota.
Matt, your rebuttal.
Now, listen, if we were looking for the most NFL-ready guy that could step in and play on a Sunday, I'd go with Matt Barkley. But if you take a look at the stats from this year, Barkley and Mariota's stats aren't so dissimilar. In fact, Mariota has a higher completion percentage and a better touchdown-to-interception ratio. Combine that with the fact that he's only a redshirt freshman and he's averaging 6.6 yards a carry on the ground, I'm taking my guy.
Doctor Who. All right, now, let's say what offensive weapon would you rather have on your team? DeAnthony Thomas or Marquise Lee? Let's start out with Matt.
All right, so clearly the answer for me is going to be DeAnthony Thomas, mostly because of the offense that Oregon runs. Marquise Lee, as a wide receiver, just not going to get touches in a run-based offense. Oregon passing game, Mariota only had 26 passes combined in the last two games because, one, we were up by so many we didn't need to pass, and two, because our bread and butter is the run and we're doing it so well this season. And I don't know how Aaron's going to answer this because Lane Kiffin still wants DeAnthony Thomas to play defensive back.
Ooh.
All right, Aaron. It'll be unfair.
First of all, Marquise Lee is not in a run-based offense because the guy just set a Pac-12 receiving record last week. Look, DeAnthony Thomas is nice. He's a nice player. Stats shouldn't count against Colorado. Okay, they should be an FCS team at this point. Marquise Lee, as I said, 345 yards receiving, a guy that I don't think anybody in college football can match up with. I still think, even though we're talking maybe now about him as a Heisman Trophy contender, I still think he's the best pure football player in college football, a guy nobody has had an answer for all year. And that's not going to change this Saturday when Oregon comes to town.
Nice. We got a good blogger throwdown. This one's getting bloody. All right. In the spirit of Halloween, what stadium is spookier for opposing teams to play in? I did. The Coliseum or Autzen Stadium? Matt, you go first.
All right, let me take you back 3 years ago today. October 31st, 2009. USC rolls into town, ranked number 5 in the country. Oregon slaps Pete Carroll with the worst loss in his tenure as head coach, putting up 47 points, 600 yards of offense. 364 days later, the Ducks come down to the Coliseum, put up 53 on the Trojans. Lane Kiffin himself called Autzen louder than Tuscaloosa and Gainville, so this one's no question.
Ooh, Aaron, what you got?
Well, listen, I do appreciate the history lesson, but if we're going to talk history, why don't we talk to last year when Lane Kiffin, when Matt Barkley went to Autzen Stadium and got a win themselves. So, to me, I still think it's the Coliseum. You walk into that building, there's national championship banners, there's undefeated seasons, there's Heisman Trophy winners. Great football was played there before. Great football is going to be played there in the future, and great football is being played there right now. Look, I know USC has 2 losses, but none of them came at the Coliseum. I don't think one is coming this weekend either.
All right. I think there's no question it's Autzen Stadium, inside the stadium. But the thing about the Coliseum, you got to get there and you got to get home. You know them essays are coming after you 24 hours a day. And let me ask you this. Which Halloween costume is most likely to get turned down by the ladies? A Trojan Warrior or a duck? I'm going to start with Aaron.
Thank God you started. First of all, I don't even know what kind of question it. What is a duck? Like it's a web-footed, weird, freaky animal. If you're a girl, if it's Halloween, you're looking for a nice man. Why not take Tommy Trojan, handsome, strong, cool headset thing, whatever he's wearing on top of his head? You don't want the duck. Go with Tommy Trojan. Easiest question you guys gave me tonight. So.
Wow, Matt, what you got?
All right, so I understand the mystique of the Trojan warrior. You know, it goes back to history lesson with Aeneas and Hector and all those, big burly guys. You got the muscles, you got the cute little sandals, you got all that. I get that. Here's my rebuttal to that. The duck doesn't wear pants.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty good.
I like it. All right, real quick. Oregon,
round.
an 8-point favorite. Matt, who you got?
I think this game comes down to the USC offense and the Oregon defense battling it out. I think the Oregon offense is going to put up a ton of points. Can USC's offense hang with them? I think depth's going to become a major issue in the second half. I got the Ducks pulling away in this one, 50-29.
Wow.
Aaron,
All right, Aaron, what you got?
All I know is that USC played best last year when they weren't trying to impress anybody but ruin other people's seasons. They did it at Notre Dame. They did it at Outson Stadium, like I said. And again, I do enjoy the history lessons, but it's going to happen again Saturday. I will take USC 31, Oregon 28.
Ooh,
Oh, nicely done. This was a tough one, and to pull it out, I had to go with who I identify with. Like the duck, I also don't wear pants, so I have to give it to Matt. So thank Aaron Torres of Crystal Ball Run and Matt Takimoto, editor of AddictedToQuack.com and new champion of the Blogger Throwdown.
That was impressive.
Yeah,
Thanks,
baby.
fellas.